Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Saw.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Radiant team pick.
Luna.
Dire team pick.
Naga Siren.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Radiant
Welcome
team
back
back.
to Mongolz Dota. They will be facing Mineski, and last game they ran a Spectre Bounty Hunter dual lane mid against Fnatic,
Dire
and,
team back.
well, Blaze, I think it went about as expected for that particular combo, which was a complete stop.
Yeah, well, actually, it was Fnatic that were able to, like, Mushi
Radiant
mid
team
Spectre,
back.
like, apparently could survive through everything. 0 deaths that game.
How
And,
does that even happen?
Like, they had an Earth Spirit and a Pudge both roaming on mid and couldn't
And
shut
the
down a
Tinker
Spectre.
laning there. That should be like the easiest lane ever.
I have no idea, man. That's one for the books.
Dire
But
team
we
back.
have another very intense matchup coming here with Mineski and Mongolz. And obviously Mineski is probably at least maybe third in most people's minds here for seeding here in the regional SCA qualifier for the Boston Major. But the Mongolz, I mean, in the past they have shown some potential. I mean, they used to even practice and play in China. Compared to most SCA teams, which obviously are just local to the Singapore area, or at least Korea. So it gives them a different experience and maybe some different ideas about Dota,
10
but
seconds
they're going to have to
remaining.
step up their game if they're going to be able to make it through the groups.
Yeah,
5
so
seconds
third
remaining.
pick will come for Mongols. They up with the good old Shadow Demon
Reserve time.
So,
Luna combo, as my game sound is muted. Sorry about that. But plenty of ways to deal with illusions here, from the Timbersaw, the Naga, already. And the Kunkka for
All right.
Mongols. Where has
I can get
Kunkka
behind
been?
this.
I mean, I was seeing Kunkka pretty much every game, even after the slight nerfs coming into the qualifiers, but, you know, he's like fallen off a cliff up until this game.
yeah. When X got first reworked, the first team that I really got to see this combo from was actually the
10
Screen
seconds
Squad
remaining.
in just one of the lower tier tournaments that we were casting for
5
Europe. And
seconds remaining.
the fact is, this combo is so good for Luna, because even when Luna wasn't meta,
Reserve time.
BZZ was able to play it in a very aggressive fashion, because the defensive disruption combined with the Kunkka's Rum just allows you to have all this effective HP. Along with that, we've been seeing a large prevalence of it because of the fact that Lanham played a really good kind of hybrid Kunkka, where he's able to go max Tidebringer and Armlet, and be able to put out some good mid-game cleave damage, as well as your standard disable combos that you expect from your Kunkkas. So we can either see the Ether Lens build that allow him to be high utility, or he'll be able to go for Armlet and go for damage, or in the rarest of cases you will see actually this hero on the mid lane if the player
10
holding it is
seconds
just that
remaining.
damn good.
Well, certainly a lot of saves for the
5
Luna here.
seconds
So,
remaining.
Mineski pulling out something a bit different. They will go into the Crystal Maiden pick, as the
Reserve
Mongols now having revealed their carry, their supports. We'll be looking for a mid and offlaner to round out this draft. So where do they go from here? They've already got their siege engine. They've got some good saves. They don't really have a great way to start fights on a larger scale reliably. Just the X and Shadow Demon single target setup thus far.
So Mineski's obviously got, we have to talk about it, the signature Naga Siren. This hero is really strong in Miracle's hands, but I don't think it's always going to be that hero that you first phase ban out. Like, some teams will respect it, other teams will practice against it, some teams, I guess, will be in a little bit of both. But in general, this is a hero that enables a lot of what Mineski wants to do in the game in terms of splitting the map and just putting out global pressure. And I think Miracle's going to be able to be pretty divisive about that. We'll see Ralphie picking up Timbersaw, which is a hero he's very comfortable with. And Jay can pretty much pick up any safe lane carry to fill this kind of combo. Like Naga Siren and Timbersaw, they're already putting out a lot of damage and a lot of potential pressure across the map. So Jay probably picks up a tempo carry. Like Juggernaut got banned out as well as Razor, but really anything that comes online early and starts taking the fight to the Luna, trying to kill her off before Eclipse takes full effect is going to be good. Still, despite what we know about Mineski and their overall strength as individual players, Mongolz draft is pretty solid.
Definitely feels a little more stable so far than Mineski. You don't have a single proper stun to speak of. Some lockdown, but nothing to really deal with an angry BKB'd Luna, aside from netting her and running. So, Mineski still looking for that reliable team fight and something to kind of control the tempo through the mid-game, like you said.
Slardar.
Time with this one. Slardar, so a little more focused on the lockdown, the control, but not really much synergy with the amp damage here.
Alright, so we could be seeing things a little bit different in terms of who's playing what here. I mean, obviously we've seen some support Naga, could even see some safe lane Naga in this context, because Slardar, I mean, he is a kind of tempo safe lane carry potentially, but in the SCA he's much more seen mid and off lane, so, you know, it's pretty much a grab bag. Literally any hero but CM can go wherever they really feel like at this point, and where Mineski feels optimal. But the big thing here is just making it so that the combination of negative armor through Riptide and amp damage, that heroes like Luna are going to be much more vulnerable.
I feel like it almost has to be a support Naga. Like, it's just so weird to run a Slardar with carry Naga and Timbersaw. Where's the synergy with amp damage? There's absolutely none.
Not until the late game. Like, when you get to Defeasal Blade and Naga Siren, she actually is one of the highest physical damage output heroes.
That's true.
Through her illusions, but that doesn't come online for so long, and I feel it's thinking far too...
And I like pivoting away from carry Naga as well, because they have so many ways to like deal with... You have Disruption to make your own Nagas, you've got Sand King who's an AoE King, Kunkka is quite good as well, even from a support role, just with that Armlet Tideburner, so I like the idea of pivoting away from that.
Yeah, if you go like Mech Pipe in this game, then you're going to be in a really good position, and the Riptide and Amp Damage, even if it's support Naga Siren, could enable one other carry really, really well. So, I mean, maybe you look at Miracle playing mid-Timber, Ralphie picking up the off-lane Slardar, and then Jay could just go ham on some physical damage dealing carry.
Fifth and final pick for Mineski, so if it is a support Naga...
10 seconds remaining.
What is that range? Damage? No, okay, it is carry Naga. It will be an Undying grab. So Mineski, they just want to secure the lanes as much as possible with this. Give them some team fight, and... Where has Undying gone, Blaze? A forgotten relic of a bygone age. They've dusted him off. They've dragged him out of the sarcophagus. They want him to be relevant again, and I have to ask you, is this hero relevant?
He's gone on the dumpster, man. Tombstone is such a...
And he smells like one, I gotta tell you, look at those teeth.
Yeah, the smell's actually not different at all. Like, it's the same as ever. But,
that guy's not brushed his teeth in millennia.
Yeah, gummy vitamins, that'll keep him... keep them nice and white at the very least, but... Yeah.
Wouldn't the sugar cause your teeth to rot?
Yeah, you know, maybe sugar-free gummy vitamins.
Sugar-free gummy. What is in sugar-free gummy vitamins?
If not, yeah.
I don't really want to know.
Everything a growing body needs, or non-decaying body needs. But at this point, yeah, Undying, he's going to be able to just get some good combos of decay on like the Sand King and Kunkka. They're both going to be looking to kind of close distance on the same target, generally speaking. So it's going to be good to just like get two-man crushes, two-man decays. Between that and the Whirling Death, they're actually going to be able to steal a lot of stats, and that's going to make it very difficult for like Sand King to feel confident, because Sand King armor's pretty low, and the biggest thing is how vulnerable he can.
Omni Knight.
So they're going to try to prevent that with an Omni Knight, another defense hero to enable the Luna further.
And this Luna has a hell of a crew that she's rolling around with, huh? They have saves and heals for days.
Battle formation is ready to go. But
yeah, you got the boat, the axe, the heal, the repel, the omni ult, and just for good measure, a little disruption to spice up your day.
The one thing I do like about Mineski's draft is that they are going to benefit substantially from this arcane aura. CM getting like level 2, level 3, just go pumping in that aura. All these heroes are so mana dependent early on. I mean, Slardar may be the least of them, but even then, he still likes to have that extra mana. And meanwhile, like Miracle, his lane can be made or broken based on him having mana for Riptide. So the fact that he's going to have that extra juice from Jules' Crystal Maiden is going to really help them out in terms of laning and ball in the game.
5 seconds remaining.
Drafts now, please. I think overall I like Mongol's draft better. I'm not sure if I can really doubt the Miracle Naga, even if it's not the best Naga game. I mean, this guy's a beast, as Blaze reminds me we are trapped inside the draft. Freedom, we have escaped. We have escaped the prison of the draft overlay and entered the prison of pause. It seems a new dungeon lurks around every corner.
Indeed. But we get to look at the teams in full battle formation here. It's going to be a hell of a team fight from Mongolz. Like, their 5-man is insane. But their problem they're not going to be realizing too quickly is that the Mineski fight really strong in pairs here. Like, they can just go Slardar, Naga together and just wreck face. They can go with the Timbersaw and the Slardar real quick, or Timbersaw and CM, and get kills that way. Like, they don't need, like, 3 to 5 heroes to generate kills. They can just do little pickoffs here and there. Try to, even if they don't have a numbers advantage, just create these little, like, trench skirmishes where they're able to fight at an advantage. And then, in the meantime, Miracle's just going to continue to build farm. Yes, he is going to be under the disruption effect of the Shadow Demon, which may mean that his illusions are slightly less effective. But as a whole, the job of the Naga Siren with a Radiance is to prevent 5-man, and just to make it so that you can constantly keep the lanes pushed out, and Mongols have limited options in terms of where they get to move. So I feel like Mongols actually do have to get a decent advantage, or they are going to be in a position where they're really only able to do one thing.
Well, see, Mongols head to the north. Meanwhile, Mineski, they trot south. Ninja Boogie leading the charge that way. Under cover of smoke, we'll be plopping down some wards here in short order, I do imagine. Gets the one down. And this is always the big question with an Undying pick, is what do they do with the lanes? Because generally the hero, we only see him to win the lanes really nowadays. But which lanes are they trying to win? Are they going full aggro try? Are they just going to run some dual lanes?
Actually,
what match do they want to just contest the Luna? What is the plan here?
So it looks like we're actually going to be seeing a safe lane Slardar, a mid lane Timber, and then an aggro try involving the Naga Siren and the Undying as well as CM. That's a little weird because obviously Crystal Maiden is so good early in the jungle, but if they know that and they're willing to gank it, she could have some issues. At the very least, we're going to be seeing Miracle and Ninja Boogie stay down bottom, and we'll see if the Crystal Maiden decides to join them.
Yeah, Mineski for the time being.
Oh, this is an interesting smoke. You do not see this generally.
The double smoke.
Yeah, going in from this position just to make sure that they can kind of get the jump on their opposition. They only have one smoke left in the shop now, but this might...
They, like, I feel like you have to get first blood.
Yeah.
To even begin to make this worth it, and they might. Undying. First man found, but he is normally a tanky mother. They have the burrow to follow this up. Can they get the kill? Yes, sirree, they will, and now Mongols. Do they try look for another? They already skilled the Lunar Blessing, so that's barring a godly torrent, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that Purification, though, was the damage they needed. Otherwise, that would have been a 4-man decay, and they would have had a fight on their hands.
I think they probably still kill him, but then maybe there's a retaliation kill.
Certainly. So at this point, we are going to be seeing Jules just head down bottom. So it's not going to be the Crystal Maiden that hits level 2 by like a minute and a half and is able to keep boosting the team, but she is going to be more involved. I expect more points of Crystal Nova this game. Overall, because it's really good when you can hit 2 to 3 heroes with it. People underestimate that slow, but I mean it's a 4.5 second duration slow, and it can set you up for so much with heroes like Undying and Naga.
So, looking at the lane matchups here, Blaze, we've got 2 melee dominators in the Sand King and the Timber. Two heroes who normally do well versus other melees, I should say. You got a kind of unusual Slardar versus Omni Knight. Let's call them the B tier melee laners. And then we're going to have the full try. Overall, looking at these three lanes, who do you think gets the upper hand?
Well, we look back, and Crystal Maiden actually used to be extremely dominant in try versus try. Like, there was a period of time where Venomancer was the best level 1 support, and Crystal Maiden was the best level 2 support, and she was able to do so much with this Crystal Nova early on, and then they nerfed the heck out of her base intelligence. So, it really, I think it comes down to how Jules manages his mana. If he's able to really make the most of his Crystal Nova and being able to go back and forth, I actually think that Mineski should have the upper hand. But if, for example, he's just they're not able to get kills out of the Novas, and he runs out of mana before they're really gaining traction in the lane, then I could see Mongolz taking it the other way. It's really about the ability usage and timings therein.
We're going to see that caustic build from Stanke, so he can make life very difficult here for Mr. Raging Potato, and actually seems to be pulling ahead in terms of the harassment, at least.
Yeah, this is considered...
Albeit not in CS.
It's considered actually a counter to the Timbersaw until level 6, when the Timbersaw has a Chalk Room and can start fighting back.
Yeah, meanwhile, just more like 1v1 builds. The Degen are to harass and irritate the Slardar, that casual point and bash. You never really see these in, you know, either the support role or more of an off-lane versus tri-lane scenario, but...
Even the poor man's shields for the Omni Knight.
Oh, that's true as well.
Yeah,
and the Oov. Yeah, Omni's going to be winning those trades, but RR just looking to get his levels and a bit of farm more than anything.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Like, I've actually seen some more active builds in the Degen Aura when you can get a solo lane like this. Not low levels of Repel aren't going to be. Alright, first bit of initiation here, closing out on a Miracle, and they need to start focusing down very quickly.
He was saving a skill point. Now he's going to let it go on the ensnare. Miracle, very patient and very tanky with a poor man's shield and 7 armor, not to mention stick, and quite a bit of regen from the Tangos, and both the Fairy Fires. Like, he had plenty of insurance there. And now they go with the net again. They drop the tomb, and man, look at that zombie claw go to work. Almost enough for Ninja Boogie to find the kill right away. They disrupt the Luna of all heroes, and she'll end up going down anyway. So now the X comes out, dragging Miracle back, still surviving, popping those Fairy Fires, just chewing him up, spitting him out. He jumps back in, another Riptide. What is that, like 5 this fight? He still lives through it all, and he will finally end up dropping, almost getting the kill. In the meanwhile, they dive under the tower, Decay cooling down. Can they get vision on Kunkka? Yes, sir, you betcha. The diving continued in earnest, and Ninja Boogie at long last will go down. It's a full wipeout here in the tri-lane, essentially. The lone survivor is Mr. Jules and the Crystal Maiden when all the bodies hit the floor. Yeah,
the first half of that, it was actually Mineski just swagging on Mongolz 100%. I mean, like you said, there was so much life insurance from the Naga between the sticks, the Fairy Fires. They're able to really do well in those heavy exchanges because there are a lot of spells flying out from Mongolz, and all 3 members of Mineski's have those magic sticks. So, really good usage from them. Surprised that Mongolz even went for a disruption on the Naga there. But in the end, it didn't actually turn out too bad for the Mongolz as they get a couple kills in return. The Kunkka gets a lot of experience. The Luna comes in and cleans up one as well. So, yeah, in this position, it could have been a lot worse.
Okay, quick burrow in, finding Jules. Torin as well, gets the kill, but meanwhile the Shadow Demon also down. So a 1-for-1 here, a CM for an SD, and meanwhile, just keeping tabs on this top lane here and there. Masquerade just continues to rest the Slardar, but gotta give a lot of credit to RR. He sits at 24 CS versus an Omni who's gone full like lane dominator build. And he's really not getting dominated at all. Yeah, one big aspect is that Quelling Blade. Just getting that extra little bit of base damage just allows him to trade for the CS very effectively, and it's a key aspect here. Well, a key aspect in this lane is obviously that point in net from Miracle has been absolutely massive. Follows it up with the surround. The Luna's own illusions working against her, and that's going to be another kill as they turn back onto Aryuka, and Aryuka, see you later, my friend. On mid. Meanwhile, mid, Bimbo also finished off. So a 2-for-1 around the map. But a Luna who is constantly being beaten on. This is a hero that can just fall apart in the mid game if she doesn't get enough help. So overall, Blaze, looking at the back and forth trades this game, it is a dead heat. One of the closer starts we've had so far this Southeast Asian qualifier. Who do you expect to be coming out on top heading into the mid game if it's even through the lanes? Well, we're going to be seeing Luna most likely going down again, and that would be just disastrous in terms of their... No mana here. Oh, never mind. Just got the mana for one last Riptide. Stick and infused raid drops paying off.
And just the fact that Luna is set so far back and Miracle is going to start skyrocketing, it actually bodes really well for Mineski. I mean, obviously there's a small kill advantage, but the bigger thing is just that Miracle is 2, 1, and 5. He's going to be progressing. This Luna 0, 3, and 1 is going to be stifled. She might be able to bring back one fight with Eclipse, but that's a pretty long cooldown, and it means a lot of time that Miracle gets to farm. So, in general, Mineski have absolutely won this tri-lane, and it's going to bode very well for them as they approach key item timings in the mid-game. On the other hand, you did lose out a little bit for your Timbersaw. He's gotten killed off once there, but honestly, I think that despite getting the kill, Proxy's rotation in the mid lane was a mistake. Like, if you don't get the kill, it's disastrous. But anytime you abandon this tri-lane, you know that Mineski are going to press that advantage, and they are going to be able to gun down a critical hero in Retribution.
Well, it looks like Kunkka has just decided he is going to get his as he holds on in the mid lane with the phase boots. He takes it over. They send a Luna back to the woods. Doesn't feel safe there anymore, but there is vision of this. Jules has dropped the ward down already, so...
Masquerade might just die. He's getting sprinted down on, and it's going to be one more hit or a crush coming in.
Oh, that heal, though! Maybe enough to turn around the bash and amp damage too much! Finds the solo kill. My goodness, Omni Knight was not ready for that pounding.
Yeah, he was under tower getting amped up and just obliterated. Really underestimated the potential of the Slardar there.
Well, they have the boat available, Blaze, but will they actually hit it on the CM? No, they just missed the damage. They needed it to get the kill, and now they're going to get turned around upon Retribution going down again. Mineski finding their footing here, make it 10-6, and looking for another kill as Proxy's on the run. Decay cooling down. He does have the phase boots, that extra bit of movement speed. There is a ward though if he tries to TP too early. Got him! Ninja Boogie snipes him with Decay, not normally known for its sniping potential, but here it is the hero, and he might get another one. Oh, swing and a miss, barely at that. Sticks available, another shot for him. He's got it, and he found him. Burrows back into the meat grinder. And
it doesn't even matter that he died. He just won the man award. That is a man medal right there.
If that's the man award, I don't want it.
Fair enough. Omni Knight, why can't you play like that? But no, it's just one of those.
Oh, I do play like that. That's why I die so much.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, not on your Juggernaut though. Never die.
Never come to fights either. Except when you have Omni Slash and only to steal kills.
Easy. So at this point, it's been just a slugfest down bottom. I mean, it's been a war back and forth. Your true SEA Dota with now a 12-6 kill score at 8 minutes. I'm looking for big things for Sanke. Like, this tanking has to get involved bottom. He's TPing mid now, but like, you're going to continue to see dives bottom, and they're going to be even bloodier unless the Luna can turn it with Eclipse. And I mean, obviously, Mineski know that. They're not going to let her really stay alive long enough unless the disruption has something to say about it.
Yeah, Mineski do pull ahead a lot here, and what's scary is RR is about to get blinked. So we're not even 10 minutes in. It is a Slardar leading overall in net worth, only behind his own Timbersaw. He's ahead of the Omni Knight. A great start early, but Masquerade has not been able to keep up. Now I do worry a bit for Mongolz. They have great defensive heroes, but you mentioned how strong Mineski are, like this little hero packs roaming around, and if Mongolz are all farming on their own, they're going to be mid-speed for this.
Yeah, and on top of that, a lot of these defensive heroes are meant to enable the Luna, and this Luna is just not going to be offering enough. Like,
yeah, who else are you enabling? Sand King? I mean, Kunkka, I guess? Maybe?
Not without the Tidebringer maxed out, and probably another
item. Oh, that's a good point, is he only has the 1 point for now.
So it's just hard, because like you want to allow this Luna to trade really well, and you want to allow her to get aggressive, but literally, if she's not firing Eclipse, she's not doing damage.
You say it like she can just like reload another Eclipse and like, alright, that Eclipse didn't work, I'll just shoot another one off. But sadly, she doesn't have the items for that, and won't be for a very, very long time. I guess who's got an item? It's RR! Say hello to my little friend. It's the Blink Dagger. They do manage to heal up Sanke and turn around. Can they follow this up? There's the chain through, but Sanke, protected through this, will kill off the tombstone. He's dropped a bit too deep. Plus, though, RR jamming it in. There's the axe, the torrent, the combo is not there. Sanke completely airballs. And the epicenter just blocked out by the creeps. Very unfortunate stuff. But now another crush. It's on 2 again, but do they have to follow up? Not quite. The Shadow Demon though. Easy pickings on the backlash. And now looking to finish off the Kunkka. Very low. Has the stick charges didn't pop them. Probably dies anyway though. Make it 4. Looking for the 5th. It's just RR on the Slardar, weaving in and out of the fight, constantly getting the setups, getting the follow-ups, and doing the deeps as well. bashing here, killing there, and Miracle collecting his bounty, 1,000 gold banked, well on his way to the Radiance.
That's just a full 5-man wipe by the end of it, and what a great target to start on in the Masquerade's Omni Knight. Like, Omni Knight is the hero to keep the fight going 5-on-5. He's got Arcanes, he's got Soul Ring, so if you just focus him down at the beginning, all those potential heals are just as dead as him. And with that, Mineski were able to run down their opposition. Sure, the Eclipse trades and kills off the Timbersaw, but it doesn't seem to matter too much as they just...
Oh god, not again! Not again! They see opportunity, but Mineski, he counterplay it.
They fulfilled the Timbersaw!
Oh dear. Fortunately, it's not a very high level spell, I guess, as it will be wearing off here. Actually, it's level 3 now, but still, Raging Potato able to make it out thanks to the Masquerade Omni Knight. Will survive.
Oh my god. That should have been a freebie. That should have been a free kill on Timber, and now it's the Dead Sand King and 2 heroes getting run down. The Blink Dagger comes through, and he doesn't even get the chance to purify.
The boat also gonna miss. Oh, it does hit. Miracle, the tower might kill him off. Oh, they can't even get that kill, boys. What will go right this game for Mongolz?
It's a disaster. What will go right? It's Retribution's Luda farming a triple stack of hard creep. That's a bottom play. Like that's what you could really be happy about.
Yeah, with a level 1 Moonglaive, so it's not even fast.
And is dead again. It's just like they're gone. They're just like all over.
Even my camera works on tilt now.
Like just what else is there to watch? Like, at this point, like the free farming aspect of Luna is the weird part of this game. That's the interesting part of this game. The deaths, the slaughter, the massacre that Mineski is putting on, that's become commonplace at this point.
This is not looking good.
Jeez, they're gonna have mech and pipe at like this absurd timing. Miracle like halfway to his Sacred Relic.
It's a Miracle Naga game where I don't feel like they need the Miracle Naga for a long time. You know?
Not at all.
He's just the pocket ace. He's not the 2-pair that keeps you in the game. You know.
Ralphie on this slaughter though, there are so many things that I want to talk about, but really the Slardar play has
Look at this magnificent creature. It is just a thing of beauty.
A handsome
one. A majestic beast. The Ralphie, the Ralphinator.
I mean, this guy,
Our God.
Ever since he moved from Dota 1, which it actually took him quite a while compared to most of the Philippine teams. Oh, another 2-man crush.
Another boat, but it's again just not enough for the kill. They gotta clean these up more quickly, and they managed to with Retribution. Eclipse coming through now. The Epicenter, the heal bomb, all connecting. The Epicenter, a bit of a whiff as far as that goes, but now they can chase forward. Except Slaughter says, screw it, man. I'm going in. 3 hero crush. Crystal Man around the trees and let it go indeed, but it's not enough, Jules. It looks so beautiful.
He tried. He really did. But
if there was just like a little nook, like a couple inches closer, where they wouldn't have seen him around the tree line, but they just weren't in like the kill zone, which would have been like right around here. They were more like back this area.
Another big aspect is he didn't have mana for both the Nova and the Crystal Nova, or Freezing Field rather. So that's gonna make it so that he gets stunned out by the Luna and he does get killed off. That could have been amazing, but you need a lot more RNG to kind of one-shot the Luna in that situation. And in the end, they fought without Miracle, and miraculous things happen for Mongolz as the kill score trades a lot of comeback money the other way. I mean, look at Retribution is suddenly top net worth. How's that happen?
Yeah, well, Luna was farming while the rest of the team was feeding, so there's that, I guess, but still. And if you're gonna have one hero who catches up, it just has to be Luna given the draft. The Repel completely countering the Naga, Radiant Spur and the Timber up until they get a Diffusal Blade, which still won't be for a long time. I mean, you're gonna need the Relic, still 1300 off that, then the Radiance, another 1300 there. Then you're gonna probably want the BOTs, and then maybe you get the Diffusal before the Manta, but even that is not too common. So it's a ways off. But on a Purge, we'll find RR here as he jumps right into the Shadow Demon's Waiting Arms. So finally our first sweet song of the game. As a Burrow comes through, there's the Repel and Heal Buff combo. Sanke finding that kill, and now Proxy just kiting them to the side. But a beautiful decay comes out. It's a max level decay from Ninja Boogie, and he is going to force them onto their knees here. Trying to run them down. The Omni Knight heal again. And there's the TP out, and it looks like Masquerade will not make it out. The Chakram pullback gets the 3rd kill of this fight, looking now for the 4th Proxy, also on the run, but Timber comes screaming in. Miracle looks for the cleanup in aisle 3, and Looks like he will be getting it. Most likely. Proxy, though, has the drum charge, but no TP. And the net, it's coming. It's coming. Well, no, maybe. There you go. He gets it in the end.
Yep, it seems the fish has slain the captain, and here we have still a very one-sided game favoring Mineski. I mean, yes, there was one really good fight down bottom, and there was almost a tier 1 killed up top. Chip damage only really acquired on it as Mineski just keep on fighting, and this time they didn't underestimate their opposition. Last time they said, we can probably fight 4v5. They're not that far ahead, but all the same, with all their spells hitting the way they need to, as 5, Mineski seem unstoppable at this moment. Pipe finished up for the Timbersaw. Undying about to finish the mechanism. These key spells will make a lot of Mongolz damage inconsequential.
Yeah, their 5-man will be ridiculous. Like, Mongols have the really strong 5-man heroes, I guess, but Mineski getting the items.
Well, the thing is, they have a very finite amount of damage that they can put out here. With Eclipse, Epicenter, Burrow combo, and the boat, that's all your damage right there. Other than that, like, you've got a few right clicks from heroes, but if you could pipe and mech those 3 big spells off, suddenly there should be nobody on Mineski that is actually going down.
Yeah, Luna's going to need a lot of more items, and going for the Dragon Lance and the Dominator, she will be very tanky and durable in these fights, but still not too much plus agility.
So it's going to be really hard to focus down certain heroes. The Undying is going to stay alive through the fights. Timbersaw, who has been nuked down a number of times, is actually going to be feeling a lot more confident with this pipe. And it shows, again, why Jay is one of the #1 players in the Philippines. Like, this guy knows how to run a game, how to run a lane, and how to itemize to put his team on the front foot. So from there on out, we're going to see Ralphie pick up a Force Staff, extra mobility and utility to continue to land those sick crushes, and looks like it is going to be the Sacred Relic already up for Miracle.
Yeah, definitely not his fastest timing ever, but considering it was an offensive Tri-Lane Naga who's been to like every fight, 5-1 and 10. An impressive showing, balancing the farm with the fights. And now a Force Staff for the Slardar, so it's just all in on the ganks, the tempo control for RR, and he'll leave the carrying up to, really up to Miracle. I mean, even Bimbo just going for utility, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so in this position, I mean, Mongolz, they're going to continue to push out a few lanes here and there. They need to really find a smoke play with their Eclipse is the big thing that I'm thinking of. I mean, right now they've got 1 smoke left in the bank, and they're going to have to really make it count. Diana actually goes back for a Hand of Midas, so no Ether Lens, no Blink Dagger.
Oh.
He's going to have to be very careful about his position.
Do you really want to play the farm game with Mineski?
I mean, what else can that indicate, man? It's tough. At this point...
He's already level 11. Like, yeah, I mean... that last point in Guardian Angel is nice, but you already have max repel purification.
Yeah.
Degenar
the
is not that
is not
good.
the factor. It's reliable gold. It's just about the fact that he will be able to get something like an Ags Refresher, maybe towards the mid to late game. Refreshers,
oh my god. We're gonna need some caffeine, man.
That's true.
If Omni Knight's gonna have an Ags Refresher, I am taking a coffee break at some point in the next hour or so.
Yeah. The Aghanim's ultimate is actually really good for stopping the rat game that Mineski is probably looking to play by being able to essentially get an extra glyph on the towers. That's kind of pretty effective and cute, but all the same, I would have gone Blink Dagger. I would have just tried to go and say, let's go for some really big jumps. You have the Blink Dagger on the Sand King. If you jump, will Blink Purify, and you have the Eclipse following through on top of that, you can still bring heroes down, even though is a lot of resistance coming in from Mineski.
Even like a Force Staff, just to be able to, help protect the Luna a bit more, or to push yourself in to get there in time for a repel.
Yeah, either one.
I feel like that's the main thing they really are lacking, is that mobility item on any of the supports, really.
Lincoln's is actually not too bad on Omni Knight either, as you can make it so that the Naga can't immediately purge things off with like the Repel Guardian Angel. He is obviously going to defuse all that, but with the Lincoln's on top, it's going to be kind of hard to do. You have to ensnare and defusal, which I guess isn't too costly for Miracle at this point, but it's just an extra thing that can help out your team in the right situation.
Yeah, it just feels like this is becoming a Mineski ball game, and mainly in terms of like the way the teams are moving, where you see Mongolz kind of forced, like we saw 5 heroes going top just to get a tower deny. Miracle was farming bottom. There were heroes off in mid for Mineski, as well as their own jungle. They do start to spread out a bit more now, but Mineski, with some, I guess the only good piece of news is that after the Naga, there aren't that many great flash farmers, really just Timbersaw, but I guess if you look at the supporting cast, maybe you can take the super late game as Mongolz, but I don't know. I just would not want to go late game against the Miracle Naga. Even if on paper your heroes can handle it, it's just executing is always going to be nightmarish.
I completely agree with you there. They're farming up pretty decent with the Luna, clearing out a lot of ancient stacks, and she is going to be pretty beefy once she has this Manta style up, but at the end of the day, Mineski still seem very comfortable at this point, and it looks like the Slaughter is probably going to have a BKB next, at which point, like, he can just be so manly in the fights.
So Mineski creeping down through the river. They will smoke up here. They've got the BOTs on Naga, can come to the fight at a moment's notice. And Jay will surge over. Looking for the wraparound, and they get the crush, and it's on the Omni Knight again! They keep on starting the fight. So Macerate, he gets up the ult, but the Eclipse, although it comes through to zone the back, is too late to fully usher Mineski away. So a quick pick again on Omni to start the fight. A very ineffective ultimate, and now the follow-up. Little Luna. Alright. In a lot of trouble. Quite a bit. I mean, you can just see the debuff stacked up against her. Everything. The showcase view isn't much prettier. And, I mean, she just tried to do everything she could to melt down that tombstone, but it just... I mean, this is not family friendly. It's not. This poor cat lady. Let's change the channel. This is just not good for the kids. Yeah, Baby Blade should not be watching this. I certainly hope not. At this point, we have... By the way, really nice song there. Canceled the Epicenter channel and completely shut down any sort of counterplay. Yeah. So very nicely done by Miracle. Yeah, but at this point, I think they're healthy enough that they could probably... Oh, you're walking down mid. You're taking some structural damage and getting some deep boards down for sure if you're Mineski. Yeah, look at Sanke. He's already like, I can't do anything to defend that. Let's go ahead and try to split push a little bit. And Ralphie's already here to beat him. Oh my, there's no escape. And with the Burrow Strike being used to farm, Bimbo decapitating that Scorpion. You know, there's been some Black Widows at the Summit House lately. I wish we could just take care of them with the Timbersaw Chakram like that, man. Just shred them up. Calling the real exterminators here, man. That would be really strong. And instead we're doing something with like spraying them down. I mean, that's not as satisfying as like throwing like a whirling blade of death that just makes me go splat. I heard you personally executed one though. Yeah, not as classy as a blade to the face, but you know, the real Merlini police was happy it was dead. It's true. But yeah, if I see a Black Widow, I'm running away. That's fair. I actually read about this like horrifying case where this family house, they found like it was like a nest of brown recluse spiders living in the walls, and like after the Black Widow, or maybe it's right before it, they're like the most poisonous spiders, at least in the US. It was like 6,000 of them, 7,000. Alright, I know this is a Halloween cast, and that's too spooky for me. And they were living in the walls, Blaze. They weren't even like visible. So, and they would just come out, you know, they poke their little heads up. Need a snack, need a bite. And like they hide, the thing is like they hide under like piles of clothes or like basically anything. Like they like to hide in that stuff, so if you ever have stuff on the floor, like you could just sit down on the blanket and just bang, get bit like that. This is the stuff that keeps me from sleeping at night. That's the stuff that keeps me from not burning a house down. Please don't burn your house down, that would be really unfortunate. But Retribution, man, he is in deep. He's going to commit the Eclipse. He needs a lot of backup. Omni ult comes through, and it will be timed, I guess, to save him a little bit. Disruption's not available though, and down he goes. As the Crystal Maiden ult rains down the pain together with Bimbo. That's one angry potato. No escape. Proxy J down as well, and honestly, yeah, this one's over. Yeah, I mean the Song of Siren perfectly nullifying a Guardian Angel, making Omni Knight practically useless, not even needing a diffusal for that. He didn't even get to use his Midas. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's the real problem here. That's Assault and Wound. I mean, there's no hope. Like, what you can 5-man wipe, but if you have no hope, well, I mean, honestly, he really should buy back to use the damn thing. Though. I have to say, this is very upsetting. Very upsetting stuff, please. But at this point, I mean, I got to talk about RR. Like Ralphie, he took his time transitioning from Dota 1 to Dota 2, but when he finally did, I saw him really just hit the field running, and he was able to do so much with his early teams, and now seeing him in any team that can really compete at the top level of SCA and putting on this kind of a show where he's just initiating every fight picture perfectly, it's really fun to see, man. I mean, it is crazy how tenuous like a lane can be. Masquerade was winning that top lane, at least in terms of harassment, but that one tower dive where he tanks a couple shots to amp damage, all of a sudden, he's dead, the solo kill happens, and from there, it's just been the Slark show the whole way.
It has been. And now it's going to be seeing Retribution try to gun down the Tombstone will succeed in that, and take down the Undying. So come back and be real.
Yeah, I mean, if the Omni-Knight actually just sits back and survives and gets off the repel, this Luna becomes much more difficult to take down.
You know what's a good item for sitting back and surviving? A Blink Dagger.
You're preaching to the choir with that one.
But, you know, that 30 attack speed?
Well, he used the Midas, so
yeah.
That's something. That's something. I don't know if it's enough for me to sleep easy at night, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh, that's a dead Kunkka, by the way. Just out of nowhere, finds himself in a really bad spot.
Yeah, you know,
I think he self-exed, and then he didn't even get the chance to use it. He just got crushed.
Yeah, he was sipping the old bottle a little bit too hard, and he woke up. He didn't wake up from that particular rum blackout.
Ugly, ugly stuff. I mean, they haven't taken Roshan this whole time. That's been on the table. And
oh,
like,
this guy's here.
By the way.
So Mineski just continue to pile up the objectives, the gold, the experience, and their sense of inevitable destiny that they will take this particular game. And with a win here, I believe they're positive at the very least.
Yeah, they're 2-0 because they were able to turn around that sniper game.
Oh yeah, that's right, and they started the day late. So they'll have a pretty busy day number 2, but yeah, that would put them undefeated along with Oni, Faceless, and Fnatic.
I mean, obviously a lot of people expect those to be your top 3, but being able to just have this good of a start means that they're going to be able to rest easier going into the next day. And even could it just, oh, that might cost your friend? No, it'll be okay. But even the aspect of like the fact that they have to worry less about the group stage means they get to research their major opponents more. So they can put more time researching Fnatic and Faceless, and we're going to have a hell of a series between those teams, as well as Mineski in the next day and a half. And
Midas into Mech as a friend. This Sankey going down top.
Yeah, Mech isn't really a timing item, really. It's not one of those items where you're like, hey, 250 HP as a heal, that could be more valuable now than later. I'm being sarcastic here. It really doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm not sure that the viewers necessarily would catch out of that, so glad you clarified. But yeah, it's that burst heal when you're looking at heroes with, I don't know, like let's say when the Luna has like 950 health versus when she's 1700. 20 health, pretty big difference in terms of how much it effectively is doing. Not to mention the flat armor bonus.
Yep. Just a good item to have fast, and Midas still, I guess, in the same boat.
Okay, but this is an exercise in patience. Now, like, look how much he's grown as a person by delaying that gratification, you know? Not everything can come easy in this life.
It's true. It's true. At this point,
nothing really for Mongolz at this point.
No, nothing at all, really. I mean, at this point, it's...
Okay, if you are playing against Miracle's Naga, and you have, like, not talked to the guy outside of when he's slaughtering your family for about 10 minutes, you're gonna have a bad time.
I'd say so. I mean, this wasn't even, like, the rat Dota. Like, they can't even be mad about losing to this kind of Miracle, because... He was able to just up front face and riptide them and kill them off.
I mean, that's the worst part. They're losing to the combat Naga, and even if they somehow manage to turn around and start winning the fights, they probably lose to the Death by 1,000 Cuts Naga, so which choose your poison.
Yeah, SEA is the region where just these slow combat heroes, Commando Drow, Man Mode Naga, like what's next?
Superman Slardar? Oh,
we got a mid Spectre as well. I mean, come on. Like, these heroes just get involved. That's what the Southeast Asian region is all about.
Community service, really, if you think about it. So, Diffusal Blade not out yet. I guess the Omni-Knight is still relevant for a little bit longer. But you better believe Miracle will be getting one at some point this game.
It's generally like he hasn't even modified his build. Like this is the build you would have almost any Naga game. You'll finish up Manta style here, and then you'll probably pick up like a Diffusal Blade. There's really no reason to deviate unless the Omni-Knight is really crushing you, and I would say it's quite the opposite.
Retribution hanging on the high ground here as the Chakrams come in. The crush goes out, and Oh, the repel now committed, but I really Ninja Boogie. Bimbo is not the hero you want to be trying to turn around on too hard. 30-minute on now. Another very late and underwhelming pickup. Lanham just retired. I just got the message, so he won't be going to the major. He will be never talking to Dota fans again because that's just embarrassing.
Oh, nice little repel response, but they're gonna actually be able to isolate her.
I mean, even if they don't kill her here, this is still pretty swag plays. Retribution hands up for now. Matt just to kill off that tombstone. He's already lost a lot of his friends, a lot of his team. He will go with the elusive beam, the eclipse, but Blazes, like you said, that follow-up damage, that finishing extra burst is just not there. Bimbo's at full health, just laughing at these pathetic little glaives that bounce in. So they find some early kills on the Sand Cane, they'll back away. Looking for more now. The burrow strike comes through, but is there any follow-up? Chain on in, on the proxy, and he will shoot. He will jive, and he will make his way out, but not so lucky as that Sand Cane. That will be a dieback, I believe. Yeah, he's died twice, so they've lost their only reliable son, they've lost their home, they've lost their heroes, they have lost the fight, and they have lost the game. They haven't been knocked out yet, but I feel like that might be coming next.
Back to the
Mongolz look just outclassed so far.
Yeah, and Mineski are looking great. I mean, obviously their two initial opponents weren't the strongest, but the fact that they had the mental fortitude and resolve to bring back a game that looked lost at 20 minutes for their previous series, and now